How can you profit from the strong U.S. dollar? By www.forexconspiracyreport.com. The U.S. dollar has climbed 26% against the euro and 44% against the yen in the last 5 years. How can you profit from the strong U.S. dollar? USA Today writes about how to cash in on the strong U.S. dollar. Investors might be tempted to make bold moves to double down on the dollar's strength, but currency and stock experts caution individual investors from trying to time the infamously wild currency market, which can confound even the pros. Currencies have the habit of over and undershooting, says Amo Sahota, chief currency strategist at Klarity FX. We're being pulled in all sorts of directions. Instead, if the dollar stays strong or even strengthens as many expect, investors are wise to consider the importance of the currency when looking at their money decisions. Oil is priced in U.S. dollars, so a strong U.S. dollar tends to depress oil prices even further than supply and demand factors already have. Multinational companies make less money offshore because their profits are in weakened foreign currencies, but it can be a great time to buy. Here we are not just talking about a European, Japanese, or Canadian vacation, but buying property or investing in income-producing businesses offshore. Offshore investments, what to buy and what to avoid. According to Bloomberg Business, Russian President Putin is considering asset sales to foreigners to help staunch the flow of red ink in their national budget. The question for investors is if these investments would be profitable, safe, and likely to grow. President Vladimir Putin will allow foreign investors to bid for stakes in some of Russia's largest companies as the government prepares its most ambitious asset sale program in years to close a widening budget gap. With plunging crude prices and sanctions over Ukraine prolonging the worst recession of the Putin era, Russia is debating offering shares in companies including oil producer Rosneft OJSC, lender VTB Bank PJSC, and rail monopoly Russian Railways JSC. It is probably a good time to pick up Russian assets on the cheap. But if you are buying into an oil company, what are your chances that oil will rebound and drive up profits? And what are the odds that buying assets in Russia with an increasingly dictatorial government that Mr. Putin will not simply kick out all foreign investors when things get better? The investment world is flocking to Iran. Iran has agreed to scuttle its nuclear program, and in return, companies are flocking to Iran. Iran is getting a massive cash infusion as foreign-held funds are being released, and the nation with huge oil reserves is going to start selling oil to the world again. Iran needs investment to modernize its oil production and industry in general. This sounds like how you can profit from the strong U.S. dollar. However, Business Insider says that red tape and political risks could stall investment in Iran. A multitude of business regulations, 182,000 by one minister's count, stands in the way of a rapid flow of foreign investment into Iran after the lifting of nuclear sanctions ended its long isolation from global commerce. Other factors that could stall investment include residual sanctions, a shortage of project finance, and political risks ranging from protectionism to the potential collapse of the nuclear deal, lawyers and consultants say. But to profit from a strong U.S. dollar by investing in Iran, you may have to deal with mountains of paperwork or simply pay off the Revolutionary Guard. For more insights and useful information about Forex markets and trading, visit www.forexconspiracyreport.com.